Hey family, Dad here. Hope you're having a great day. On this video, I just wanted to talk about I turned 50 this year, and I just wanted to talk about what I'm grateful for and what I'm constantly thinking about as I think about the years ahead. It's kind of weird how 50 years old, a lot of things change, a lot of perspectives in life are prioritized. And so here's a couple things that I am grateful for today, and also a few things that what I'm thinking about in the years ahead. So number one, grateful for my health. I feel like I take a lot of pride in my health. I've been working out since high school regularly, with a few years of a gap where I was living a sedentary life and gained a lot of weight. But overall, I've been working out consistently, and especially probably the last 20 years, I've been working out a lot, anywhere from 4 to 6 days a week. Especially this past year, I started doing a lot more CrossFit. I enjoy the various types of workouts. On the other side of that, my body gets really sore. There's days where my back, my muscles, I just gotta kind of ride it out throughout the day. Not only working out, self-care like stretching, I do cold baths a couple times a week, and I started doing supplements as well starting this year. I started taking more creatine. I started taking vitamins such as B12, D3, magnesium, iron, zinc, fish oil as well. So, and that seems to help. As far as overall, I sleep a lot better. I'm not as lethargic or tired in the middle of the afternoon. That's the big part for me, is I take a lot of pride in is my health, just being active, taking care of myself. And then the second thing I'm grateful for as I look at the end of 2025 and reflect on 2025 is I started a new job in April. Very grateful for that. I'm happy where I'm at right now. I've shared that on a previous video. It's been 8 months now since I've been at this job, and so far so good. We went through an expansion mode as well, last of Q4. There's going to be some more expansion down the road, adding more headcount, and that might possibility end up with a promotion in my current role. So I'm pretty excited about that. I haven't felt like this in years. I've shared on previous videos, I've had like 7 jobs in my 40s. Been laid off 4 times. There's been some definitely peaks and valleys when it comes to career, professional career, and things like that. But I'm in a happy place today with my current job. And I think one of the last things I'm kind of grateful for as I look back at the end of 2025 and as I turned 50 was grateful for my family, that they're happy and healthy. My kids are doing great. My oldest, she graduated college in 2024. She started a job this year, and things are going well. She has her own place. She's slowly becoming a lot more independent, which I appreciate and love watching. Same thing with my son. He's graduating college in the spring of 2026. He'll graduate in 3 years. I've shared on a previous video, he ended his football career this fall. It's on the next chapter of his life. It seems like he's kind of understanding that and kind of flipping the page and starting a new chapter. So I'm pretty excited what that's going to look like. And then with my family, of course, my relationship with my girlfriend, things are going great. We've been going together for 3+ years now. I love what we have. She makes me laugh. She makes me happy. I enjoy being with her. Yeah, really appreciate having her in my life. So those are the things that I am grateful for. Now, on the flip side, as I turned 50 this year, there's a lot of things that I think about, being pessimistic about, but that's a short period, and then I start kind of flipping it and thinking about things as half full. And a couple things that really stand out first is my finances. I think about it a lot. I share a lot of videos on my expenses every month, what my expenses look like, any kind of huge expenses I share on this video as well. But I try to be as mindful of what my net worth is, what my investments look like on a fairly regular basis. When I say fairly regular, I track my net worth maybe twice a year, but I constantly kind of think about it. Do I need to invest more? Do I need to save more? But I think overall, compared to my other 50-year-old cohorts, that I'm doing great. I've shared what my net worth was last year, and we're in mid-December right now, but I'll share what my net worth is going to be probably at the beginning of January, what 2025 look like. Even though I feel like I'm in a good place, there's always in the back of my mind that it's still half empty mindset. I need to change that, and I think I'm doing well, but that's always going to be kind of a work in progress. On the flip side, happy for my health is my health. As I get older, I'm 50, things can change in a heartbeat. I don't want to be fragile. Again, I've tried to do what I can to minimize those risks by working out. I focus more on stability and mobility with my workouts now. As I'm 50 years old, I'm not 30, I'm not 35, and I'm not 40. I'm 50. Those are the things I really kind of pay attention to. I got to eat better. I think that's one of the things as well. I constantly eat sweets. That's my weakness, sugar. Definitely being in my 30s versus being today at my 50s, there's a big difference on how sugar affects my body. And so I got to be a little more mindful of that. I'm still focused on recovery as well. I told you, I've done CrossFit now for a couple of years, but started kind of ramping up this year on CrossFit. And I could definitely feel my body being more sore, achy. And so I got to definitely focus a little more on recovery. So I do stretch more. I do cold baths still. Just got to be mindful of that and still keeping an eye on just how I'm doing health-wise. And then the last thing is just I think about my kids. On the flip side, I'm grateful for how my kids have progressed and how they're doing. I also think about what the future brings for them. The economy the way it is right now, I see a lot of kind of younger generations like the millennials and Gen Zs where they're struggling. I always kind of think about my kids in the back of my head. Something I think about, I'm trying to set them up for success. I want them to be assets to the community. I want them to be in a good financial place. I don't want them to go through what I went through at age 30 when I was going through a divorce, I lost my job, I was overweight, I was living a sedentary life. And then I realized that I have to take care of 2 little babies on my own as well when I was going through the divorce process. So, going through those low points in life will always make you stronger, as I've learned from that experience. So tell me more about you. What are you grateful for? What do you think about? What's in the back of your mind? Comment, like, subscribe as we approach 2026. Hope you all have a great rest of 2025 and a prosperous 2026.